So this is definitely my first attempt at double needle stitching on a Necchi, so this could be very interesting. So after a lot of monkeying about and playing with bobbin tensions and trying out things, I have managed to get this thing to stitch reliably. So what I realized when I read the instructions a while ago about threading is that you have to do something slightly odd for the double needle. So you can come through here and go under here, but the back needle you need to put through, there's a hole in the this hook here, and you put it through there and then you thread it up and then you come down and then you put one thread, the back thread, through the needle hook here, the guide, the thread guide on the needle, and then the front one you just come straight down. So let me zoom in so you can see this more. So you can see the red thread goes down through that little hole there, comes up, goes around, both threads go through this little hook here, guide here. The red thread goes through the needle one, and then I've left this one out. So if I get a different needle bar clamp, I can actually have the two threads go through there, but it works fine there. So let's start stitching and let's see what's going on. And as far as here, we'll zoom in. You can see that I should use a stronger contrast, but there's a pale thread and the pink thread, and both are working perfectly, which is great. It's not dropping any stitches at all. Okay, so what I'm doing for fun, I might just reduce the stitch length just a bit. Just make sure that doesn't get tangled. Is I am manually doing the domino pattern. So 3 stitches in the right hand position, 3 stitches in the left, 3 stitches in the right, 3 stitches in the left, 1. Should start. Actually might just be a little too short on the stitch length. Okay. I did make a mistake there and got it caught across the line. I was wondering why it wasn't feeding right. Okay, this should work now. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oops. Okay, so now let's zoom in on these stitches. See, mixed a bit there, but that's where I was having some problems. I think that's where I have fixed the stitches. So you can see here it's a much wider stitch, and then I decreased it down to that, where what happens is the lighter fabric fills in the gaps. So you're getting good results. So let's just do one more here. And let's see what happens. Oops, what did I just do? Drop something. Really need to tidy my sewing area, but I get excited about projects. So let's just increase the stitch to 2 and increase the zigzag width and see if this gives us the crossover pattern that we all like. Could actually go longer stitch length. Let's go up to maximum. Yeah, that's giving us the crossover. Very nice. So no stitches missed, which is really nice. Okay, let's show you that stitch. So there's a pale one which is crossing over there. See if you can see it. It's pretty good. Okay, so let's show you the back side, because this looks very different from what you expect. So you can see how it creates that unusual sort of design on the back, which you could actually use for a decorative stitch because it's so different to anything else. And if you do a tight zigzag, then you get a much more recognizable type stitch. That's kind of nifty, that. Just sort of a little weird decorative thing. And then for the very dense stuff, you can see how that looks there. So it gets quite tight underneath, as you can imagine. Alright, so we'll do one more row, and I think we'll just celebrate our success. Considering this Necchi arrived last Tuesday, I think. Yes, Tuesday. And it was dead. It needed major service, and I had to do more construction on this than I've ever had to do on any machine. So the fact that I've been able to get it to work fully is wonderful. Very exciting for me. And if you do just a tight zigzag, just fills it in extra tight. Just a double zigzag then. It's missing a bit of stitches there, so I think that's too tight for it, because there's no reason for it to miss stitches, so we'll increase it to 2. Just making sure I hold the fabric taut as well from the side to side. It's working fine, it's not missing anything, so that's good. Oops. Almost perfect. Something happened there, but that's okay. Just broke the thread, so it must be stuck on something. That's okay. At least it's fun, and it's definitely working. So I'm happy I've been able to do this. I can get those lovely patterns that I've always dreamt about for years, since I found out Necchis can do this neat stitching and the like. So I'm good. Anyway, hope you found that interesting. And it's one part, just so you can see what's going on down here. The foot that I'm using has that wire in the middle, and that just keeps the fabric from getting pushed down, and the needle plate has the same wire to make sure the fabric doesn't get pushed down, and that works very well, as you can see. So lots of fun.